Something Else Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Something Else Podcast. My name is Ben, and you should know that by now. Wow, 2025 is here. It is. I'm going back to old school. I'm doing the podcast at currently 5 to 10 as of this recording at night time. We are in my dining room. As you can see, there's toys on the floor. Got the trusty Pokédex notebook too, and I'm using a new microphone. So this one's just a simple USB because I'm trying to make this easier to do because I keep saying the same thing. I'm going to do more episodes and I never do. But this episode is all about the future. Yes, now, more precisely, it's to do with like technology and, yes, I'm looking side to side, AI. But before we do that, let's just get back into it. Let's get back into the swing of things. So, first of all, what the fuck are these dry rope things I keep seeing? Like, every day at school drop off. I've got nothing against people's fashion apart from when it's crap, right? I keep seeing people that I can only imagine don't swim or go places where it's cold, like, let me think, swimming, especially outdoor swimming, and they're wearing these things called dry robes. Now, they baffle me because if you don't know what a dry robe is, it's basically just like a flasher-mac, but it's fleece-lined, thus keeping you dry. And it looks like a robe. But the people that are wearing them look like cunts. Easy as I can put it, really. I don't get it at all. I don't get it. And I can't talk. I have no fashion. I'm wearing a 2022 Commonwealth Birmingham Commonwealth Games, t-shirt that shrunk in the wash, and I'm wearing a very, very large blue cardigan, which is known as Big Blue. But these people wearing these dry robes are literally doing the school run, and again, I've got nothing against people. You know, some people can't handle the school run, but they're doing it in Crocs and socks, either pajama bottoms or dirty joggy bottoms. I can only imagine they are wearing clothes, because if they're not, I don't want to know. And they're wearing dry robes. Freaks me out, man. Freaks me out. Like, I don't get them. I need to fart. It's gone. It's gone back inside me. But yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about. Secondly, it's excuse time. But I've got back problems, right? I've had them for a long time now, since like July last year. I mean, it's 2025. It's the 5th of February. It's the 5th of the second month, 2025, as of this recording. And middle of last year, I went to the doctors and I was like, my back's giving me grief. Every time like I so much as bend over a little bit to pick up, I don't know, something out the sink, I'm pretty much crippled. And I went to physio. He's like, yeah, the discs in your back are being squished. I was like, really? Is that really a thing? Gave me some exercises to do, and it worked for a while. And then, literally, like, late last year, so, like, end of December, just before the new year, my back started pinging again. I was like, come on, not now. And then, a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't move for, like, 2-3 days. It was horrible. Like, so far, I've had about 5 days off work, and I'm legitimately crippled with it. So, Monday, I had the day off. Friday just gone, I had the day off. Monday I had the day off. I was like, I can't hack it. I went back to the doctor. I was like, look, they gave me naproxen, like an anti-inflammatory. I was like, that's doing wonders. I need more of that. Because I don't want to take painkillers. I don't want to mask it. I just want to be better. And like, this doctor was the first one to actually physically examine me. And he was like, I think it's your hip. He was like, you're walking bad. Like, you can see you're limping. And he did like some leg movements, and the left leg, perfect. Right leg, he went, man, that's a really tight leg. I was like, dude, thanks. And even he said, no, it's not good. It's not good. And but he thinks it's my hip in kind of a conclusion of it. So if it is my back, the discs are being squished, trapping nerves, which is not good. And then, you know, I can do exercises. If it's what did they call it? A disc bulge, they could potentially pop it back in, which sounds gross. Or I could have my back fused or some shit like that. It could go into an operation, I don't know. If it's my hip, I could have injections, which is, I was trying to get them for my knees because my knees are messed up. But basically, they just put fluid in there. or like a balloon or something, or is that just for your knees? I don't know. I could have the hips shaved. So I think they're called bone spurs. Basically, fucked up, not smooth, doesn't work. So you have it shaved. Undertaker, Mark Calloway, the wrestler. I know he had that done, and then he had a hip replacement, I think. But then that's my final thing. If it's all really bad, I could have a hip replacement at age 34. Win-win. But whatever's happening. And you're just there and you're like, seriously, man, I don't do anything. Like, I'd go to work, get stressed out mentally, and then I guess it's manifested physically. But it's what happens. So that's my life at the minute. It just sucks. Yeah. But let's have a look at what's going on in the world of my Pokedex. Before I get into my main topic, I need to do some shout-outs. My man Samuel, my cousin. Recently, we've been playing a lot of Call of Duty because Black Ops 6 came out. And even back in my youth, I'm an old bastard now, but even back in my youth, I wasn't very good at that game. He's like a freaking sensei, a master, if you will. He was the one doing the 360 no scopes, And there's me. Like, I remember once, I can't remember what it was, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and we was in the lobby and everyone was just no scoping. Everyone's got sniper rifles. Then this dude, now all you can hear in the map is just the one bullet. In comes this dude, machine gun the fuck out of him with an LMG. That means light machine gun. And I'm terrible at it. I'm not quick enough. I'm definitely not good with a joypad or controller pad, whatever you want to call it. But I try. I'm very much mouse and keyboard, and I've got Xbox Live and all that. Finally played it on my mouse and keyboard. On my mouse and keyboard, I finally played it on my PC, and I'm actually not bad. But honestly, it's awesome. I just can't get my head around. Because I know Call of Duty is very much not the most realistic game when it comes to to warfare. But I'm playing this game. There's a map called Stakeout, and it's very close quarter. It's all on one floor in like this flat or apartment, if you're American, or anyone else that doesn't know what a flat is. And people are sliding around like fucking, I don't know, on some slip and slide or something. And then they're jumping and sliding. I was like, this isn't what I remember. I mean, to be fair, the last time I played Call of Duty properly was Black Ops. That was the last time I really played it online, and that was only because of zombies. And I'm just too old for this. It makes me laugh. I was watching the Call of Duty League and people are like retiring at age 28. I'm like, dude, got at least another year. Also, I've got a radio show. I'm part of the ADK Rock and Metal family now. So every Sunday at 8 till 9 p.m. and Monday 6 till 7 a.m., you'll be hearing this beautiful bastard. Now, those times are, what's it, GMT, so London times. But you can catch us on radio apps, so search ADK Rock and Metal, or type in metal, really, and you'll find us. My show is the Planet Ben show. Obviously, it's nothing to do with the podcast. It's more just me, really. So that's going quite well. I was in the top 5 of our little kind of demographic, like who got the most listens. So my show came top 5. Fuck yes. But so I just saw my notes. Something I wanted to talk about was where is it? Oh, on TikTok, but this is more Instagram, but on social media, you get all these channels. And a lot of the times, I'm like, is it fake? Is it real? Blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm all up for bad guys getting their comeuppance, right? I'd draw the line when the people getting them are almost just as bad, right? Now, this is going to sound a little bit like, come on, Ben, think about what you're saying. And I do mean it. There's one of the shows, they're called Pred Hunters. Now, if you know what that show is, it's a great show because they basically trap predators, child predators. They trap them and basically get them arrested, which is awesome. But with the way my brain thinks, I'm always like, but are they doing it the right way? Because what they do, these people, these groups, not just this channel, but all these other channels, they pretend to be a child, boy and girl, or whatever the fuck you want to be called these days, and they lure these people in which is fine because you're trapping a predator, but you're pretending to be a child saying, I can only imagine God knows what to trap these people, and seeing things, because if you're a method actor, this could go, gross. But yeah, I was just like, I always find it a bit weird. There's a guy that does it live, and some of the like you can see he's getting really into it. I'm like, dude, come on, take a step out, safe zone. But then these particular channels I keep finding, they're mostly American, and generally they'll trap this person in a shop in a very public area, and then I'm not lying, they physically lay into him, like smacking the shit out of him, beating him up, kicking him, pushing him, shouting, oh, this dude's a paedophile, he's coming to watch children in your city, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, you caught the guy. Now it's going too far, because physically beating someone is going to just stop everything you've just done, all that work, because then you're going to get done for assault. You know what I mean? Fair game for catching the creep, but just maybe don't lay into it like that. Let the law do it, because you're just going to undo all the work you've just done. And it's like, social media is just the devil. Let's be honest. Like, I'm 34, I'm a 90s baby. I remember joining up on Facebook in like 2007, 2008, or whenever it started. I mean, I was quite late to it, to be fair. And it was just a good place to catch up with all my old mates that I went to school with, and that's what it was for. You know what I mean? Even like, I remember like MySpace and Bebo. Good God, man. Bebo was good for some stuff. And it was, nowadays, I'm just like, I don't know if I've just grown up with a good sense of moral compass and just knowing my worth. But I see these people now just being literally influenced by doing dumb shit. Like, for instance, do you remember, I know in America it's called Tide. It's like a dishwashing tablet, I believe, or like a clothes tablet. The little like Persil if you're from the UK. And for some reason, a weird trend started when you have to eat one. What fucking retard thinks that's a good idea? You know what I mean? And then all these stupid cults where it's like, oh, go and kill yourself, drink bleach. And yes, there's weak-minded people that are easily influenced, brainwashed people. But for the average person, you can't be that fucking dumb. Especially regarding like peer pressure. That's ridiculous. So I'm being sidetracked. I've been staring at this camera thinking it's wonky, and it turns out my monitor's leaning, which tells me it's either breaking or I fixed it. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's why I really am scared for like when like my kids' generation grow up, because I look at some of the. I'm not dissing anyone I see. I'm just saying what I see, and what I see I don't like. Very bad parenting. And it's like, I started this whole podcast up during lockdown because I'm a very sociable character, and being trapped, that sounds bad, but being trapped in a house with someone who's very anxious and not very sociable, it destroys you, because you are literally, I'm trapped with a child and someone who's not like me. Love him to pieces, but at the same time, I need the outdoors. I need to be out. I need to be communicating. So I started this podcast so I could talk to people. I started doing quiz nights through Zoom. Got fucking good. I should be a quiz master. And it was just such a relief for me. And I mean, I use social media as just a form of entertainment. I mean, this, for all purposes, is just me chatting crap about interests. My YouTube channel, that's the same thing. It's just me talking about technology and guitars, essentially. And it's just baffles me that's what I like. I'm never going to get the thousands or millions of followers and subs and likes and this and that. I'd like it. I'd like to be able to earn money from talking to you guys or doing YouTube or whatever. But I know I'm never going to get that. But I'm smart. I've got this job to fall back on. And I'm not made of fucking dust. I'm not going to blow away. I'm not going to break like a freaking... I can't even think of anything to say. I'm strong. My generation's strong. We're not this weakling fucking I'm not confused about who I am. I know who I am. And I just think the way it's going, it's just... The world's just going to shit. I'm not even on the main part of what I wanted to talk about. Good God. What I wanted to talk about, I think I'm going to have to put it in another fucking episode, to be honest. But this is going to be a two-parter. But no, I think with my generation, a lot of the people I know, my best mate, we've all got these big dreams, these big aspirations, but we just seem to beat ourselves up every time. And only a few of us are ever going to make it. They're the facts. And I know a lot of the time we measure success on other people's achievements. But, like, I think I've done pretty well. You know, I've played in a band. I've played on stage. I'm loving that. You know, I've got a family. Never really wanted a family, but I got a family now. Didn't want a house. I got a house. You know, all that crap. And I think I've done pretty well. I've achieved most of the things I've set my eyes on. Whether it's taken me a long time or a short time, I don't really know. And then with the whole future thing, with technology, I just feel like I've hit the road running way too late. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 34. There's no reason why I can't make it. Loads of people are making it. But because I don't follow trends, I'm not easily influenced. A lot of my stuff's very niche, should I say. Or as some people say, niche. Here you go, niche. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I just find it bizarre. Like, my main job, you know, I work with children. I don't want to do that crap all day. Physically, I'm broken by it. So it's like I'm trying to make this, whatever I'm trying to do, work. If it does, then fantastic. I'll be speaking to you soon inside a mansion full of PlayStations. There we go. Yeah, we can dream. But what I'm going to do, because initially this wasn't supposed to be about any of this. I was going to talk about, you know, my back problems and coming back into, you know, social media and all that crap and why it's terrible and how easily influenced people are. And then I was going to talk about my main problem. I don't think it's going to be this episode because I've actually planned a lot of episodes. What time are we on? I'll probably speak about it a bit more. Fuck it, let's speak about it. First episode of 2025. Let's talk about AI. Now, here in England, right? Did you know the government, the new government, you know, Mr. fucking Keir Starmer cunt, he put a legislation through last year, and it's all about AI, right? Essentially, what he's doing, and I read a lot of tech news. I love the whole thing about AI. I read a lot of this stuff, and I never saw this once on my radar. This came out, I think, December last year. In a nutshell, I'm not going to quote word for word. This is paraphrasing, to say the least. They've put legislation through where basically they're going to let AI go on the internet and just learn everything, right? It can go on my YouTube channel and learn me. It probably already has done it. It's going to learn my content. It's going to learn my voice, my delivery, the things I say, phrases. And I didn't get a choice to opt out of that. But you can have the choice to opt out of it. I still yet to find the fucking opt-in button. But what they've said is, if you don't want this to happen, opt out. Now, there's a channel I watch called Wings of Pegasus. It's a music channel. The guy, Phil from Wings of Pegasus, honest to God, one of the best people I've ever watched. He's very down the middle. He's not biased. He doesn't choose sides. He calls it as he sees it. And he did a wicked series about another YouTuber who was kind of caught fate singing. And he's very honest, very down the middle. And I've never seen him so passionate about something. And when he was speaking about this whole AI taking your stuff and everything, he was like, it's literally copyright infringement. That's what it is, because I don't care what anyone says, AI isn't the future. Because we've seen iRobot, we've seen the film AI, we've seen how self-drive cars react to human situations. AI can create anything, yeah. Problem is, it doesn't have the human element, the emotion. Right? If you listen to this, not watching, I'm pointing to my heart and not my penis. And it's one of them ones where I just look at it and I think, yes, it can learn all this stuff, but what's it gonna do with it? AI learns way quicker than us, but we have a moral compass. It's like, do you remember I can't remember what car thing it was, and I'm probably going to get most of these facts wrong. Just like the Stig, if you remember what the Stig used to do with all his facts. You know, like how the Stig knows 3 facts about ducks and they're all wrong. Anyway, there was a scenario, and again, don't quote me. There's a scenario with self-driving cars, And it gave the computer of the car a scenario. You're driving down the road, there's a car coming towards you. You're going to crash. What do you do? And it gave it a whole scenario. There's a mum, child, there's a group of people, there's another car, this, that. A human driver, most of the time, I can, say that, most of the time would not aim for the mum and the child or the people. It would probably just go for the crash or mount a curb. It will try its least to crash, right? No. So the computer decided the least amount of damage would be to hit the mother and child. What the fuck? And it's because it makes a calculated risk. The assessment it comes up with is, well, that's the least amount of collateral. Hitting 2 people is better than crashing a car and causing destruction, hitting a group of people and all that crap. This is like 15 years ago, I might add. And it really just made me think, and this is the future. It's like Skynet's real, and that's what it is. And that's the problem with AI. It's just making calculated guesses. It's like, have you seen those videos where it's like, a good one, AC/DC, they had 2 singers, Bon Scott and Brian Johnson. And I've always said, I wondered what it would be like if Bon Scott sang something like Back in Black. Like, imagine him singing Shoot to Thrill, Jesus Christ. And what people are doing now, you see it all the time on TikTok adverts where it's like, here's something like, I don't know, Someone Like You by Adele, but sang in your voice. And all they're doing, they're just putting their voice over it. You've probably seen it with when they've done Arnold Schwarzenegger singing I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. And it's not real, like, it's not him singing it. They've just put his voice over her pattern. So it's sang in the exact same expression, the phrasing, everything's the same. It's just got his voice on it. It's not him singing it. And people are going mental for it. I'm like, but it's not fucking them, is it? And it's... AI just freaks me out because if they're doing that, it's like, I remember once I used Photoshop or Adobe, however you want to say it. And there was a thing where, in the small print, they were doing a thing where whatever you uploaded to the Adobe Cloud, their bloody software was scanning images to help with the AI side of it. So now, like, with some of the AI things, you can just click a button and it will generate a background based on the picture you've got. So if you wanted to change the background, you can just like circle a bit and it will basically use the database and create this lovely thing. And it looks really good. The problem is you had to opt out of it. But the problem, this is what Phil from Wigs of Pegasus said. What's stopping him from going to like House of Parliament, House of Commons, Parliament, yeah. I got it backwards then. Sitting in front of the doorway with a sign saying, with a slip saying, sign this if you don't want me to basically rob you when you're on your lunch. It's the same thing. Because then, technically, if they don't sign it, he can rob it. Difference is he would be arrested. Where this whole AI thing, it's like, I forgot the bloody band. There was a metal band not long ago, and someone went mental at them on Facebook because they used an AI-generated art cover for their album. Now, as a band, right, I play in a band. If I wanted to get custom artwork, right, for our album cover, say, it's not cheap. You are talking a lot of money. And I'm not being funny, but me and my mates, Bruce and Damon, we have good jobs. Me and Damon, our sector ain't the best, but we've got good jobs. Bruce works in a boring ass job, but again, pays good. The difference is we don't collectively have the money to put through for these art covers and all these things, because you don't just have to do one, you have to do multiple and choose them essentially. Because I could, like, have you ever seen or used an AI generated art cover, image generator? It can't do fucking words, can it? I was trying to make a logo for my YouTube channel, Planet Ben. It put like 2 N's in planet, like, I don't know what half the letters were. It looked like freaking Klingon or some shit. It's shit. But my point is, someone's gone mental, you can't use AI generated this, generated that. And in the end of the day, it's free. You don't have to pay someone commission. It's yours. Because no one owns it. You know what I mean? No one says, that's ours, because they didn't make it. A freaking computer made it just because you gave it some keywords. And that's the problem. And I'm gonna relate this to a touchy subject. The whole AI thing and who owns it and all this shit, it's like the trans thing. Are they, aren't they? It makes no sense, and it never will, because there's a grey area. And until that grey area drifts into a side, I was going to say black and white, but then it'd get racial. As soon as it chooses a side, honestly, AI confuses me. You know, like, there's a thing apparently, like, with your phone, it's constantly taking pictures, like when you're doing video calls and stuff. I remember, not with this phone I got now, but with my old, a couple of phones ago, I couldn't, for some reason, my speaker, when I was speaking to someone, the microphone went mental, and it was all because the microphone was being in use with Google, listening out for keywords. My phone was listening to me. It's probably listening to me now, to be fair. I'm like, we need to get this guy off the fucking air. But yeah, I mean, what's your take on AI? I don't get it. I definitely don't think it's the future. Like, I can't remember the reviewer's name. Famous black reviewer. He does tech. Currently under fire because he was speeding. But he did one about like an AI pin. And essentially, like, you tap it and it's like, hey, what's, I don't know, the capital of this? Or, you put your hand out and he projects it on your hand, which is a cool idea. But all these things, like, there's one called the Rabbit One or something like that. Your phone does 10 times quicker and it's better. Honestly, God, I could moan about this all day. But I'm going to leave it there because I realise I've been rambling on for like almost half an hour. So yeah, AI sucks ass. My back hurts. Predators are not nice. And I got a radio show. So until the next one, I'll see you soon, dudes. Bye.